All right, we are live again. Welcome everybody to the AskCharleyT show, where we are going to take your questions and give answers to them and go through the comment section on YouTube. If you'd like to get your questions answered, as always, go ahead, drop them in the comment section. If you drop a super chat, your question goes to the top of the list. I'm very excited to be able to do this again and keep going at it. We're trying to make it go all day, baby. There we go. Okay, so that being said, hydration is essential. And it is fantastic to see all of you. We've got folks here on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Twitter and on TikTok. So shout out to the TikTokers over here. With all that being said, let's just continue to get back through all the comments here on YouTube. And let's also throw up a banner here for everybody today. There we go. Boom. DisruptorSchool.com. Use the code WAGMI. We're going to make it for 20% off. And you'll also get a free one of these hats if you spend over $150 at DisruptorSchool.com today. And for everybody on the live feed, let's for this session, let's do a giveaway. So go ahead and drop DS in the comment section to be added to the giveaway. And in about an hour and a half or so, we're going to do a spin to win, and we'll give $100 off any masterclass and a free hat to the person that gives away. The last session, we had a great winner there, and we'll just keep doing it, keep making it happen. So drop those comments to join, drop your questions to get them answered. And with that being said, let's get back to the YouTube comment section and start blowing through all this stuff, because helping you begin to win is what this is all about. And by the way, I just added a brand new bit of automation to the Instagram. So if you go on Instagram and comment the number 7 on literally any post, my ManyChat's going to reach out to you to give you a link to my new Begin to Win program for $7 for 7 days. And then after that, it's $50. This used to be $1,000, but you get the one campaign blueprint. You get the predictable profit scaling blueprint. You also get access to Disruptor Bot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, plus the private community and just so many other things. This is like a 160-page deck, several hours of video, worksheets to do PSM and figure out your best offer, and how to automate, just track all your automated rules, and literally just like everything that you need to be successful with your Facebook ads is all there for you, all for the taking. So go ahead, check it out. Drop 7 on literally any post on Instagram, and you'll get that DM to you. Thanks again to my friends at ManyChat for hooking that up. All right, so ask your questions. Let's get back to it over here. I'm gonna come back in, and we are zoomed out too much, so let's get into it. Munib has been blowing it up today. I love it. Pure genius, loved it. Thanks for that, Professor. Thank you. This is on the how to scale Facebook ads video. This is a while ago, but it's how to scale Facebook ads in 2022. I'll just go ahead and drop a link to this video in here, because to be honest, nothing has changed in Facebook in any meaningful way in like 5 years, and we've been talking a lot about how to scale, and last session was all about that. So thank you so much for the comments there. We'll just drop that up. Boom. If you want to check out the how to scale Facebook ads video, boom, that's the one right there. Okay, cool. So thank you. Now let's get to another one. This is from the definitive guide to rebuttal upsells. The definitive guide series, by the way, if you haven't checked out the definitive guide series, you really ought to be doing it, because those videos are insanely valuable. And by the way, to the dozens of people watching on TikTok right now, we are live also on Instagram, LinkedIn, X, or Twitter, and YouTube. I'll drop Twitter if he's going to ask me to call it X and then dead name his own kid. Fuck you. I'm going to call it Twitter. That's what I have to say to some authoritarian asshole. Anyway, the definitive guide video, highly recommend. You really should be checking out this entire series. But let's get back to the question here. So the question is, for rebuttal upsells and DPA ads, do you use custom audiences? And the honest answer to this is yes, but only to make retargeting audiences that I'm going to be using. Now, we've gone over this before, but let's dive into it again. What we are ultimately trying to do, especially when launching retargeting offers for DPA ads or rebuttal upsells. Remember, rebuttal upsells when you offer more value. So instead of retargeting with the discount that destroys your entire business, what we're going to do instead is retarget people with a higher cost item. But wait, there's more. Oh, you were not interested in this mug. How about 2 of these things? And I'll give you a third one free. Buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 1, get 1 50% off. As a matter of fact, if you want to do that right now, I'm going to add this to disruptorschool.com. If you go to disruptorschool.com, use the code B2G1 on anything, and that'll get you buy 2, get 1 free. And you can use that on legitimately anything. Here, let's go and click that in. Okay, cool. So we're just going to do this. Use the code buy2G1 for buy 2, get 1 free. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet. By the way, yes, as always, this Charley is not the only Charley in the room. Baby Charley's down there, and she wakes up. She's going to be joining us here in a minute. Okay, cool. So all that to be said, are we using custom audiences? And the short answer is yes, because we're going to try to define the best retargeting audience for us. Now, what does that best retargeting audience look like when trying to run Facebook ads? Well, that's super easy. What we're going to do is we're going to go into our event manager section, and then we're going to check out the number of events that have occurred. Now, it will default to the last 28 days. What we are looking for is a total number of actions around 10,000. That's our best starting place. Now, that might end up being view content over the last 48 days. It might be add to carts over the last 24 hours. The point to that is let's start there because that's a large enough audience for us to spend meaningfully into to see if the offer itself will work. Okay, Charley. Okay. She got it changed since the last session. Here we go. Okay. So that is a large enough audience to see whether or not the offer will work. It's also a large enough audience for us to scale a little bit into. And why that's really important is because if it indeed works and it's large enough to scale into, then we can go to the next part, which is just adding more scale to the audience. And what this means is we can go from, say, an add to cart one day to a view content one day. Or instead of going up the funnel, we can go further out in time, say an add to cart one day, it could be an add to cart 3 day. Now, what happens is when we move further back in time, we don't have as much scale, but we do keep consistency. So moving from an add to cart one day to add to cart 3 doesn't necessarily allow us enough increased spend as add to cart one day to view content one day, but it will probably get us a better result than we would see otherwise when it comes to efficiency. So you get to scale efficiency, maintaining efficiency, but scaling the spend and moving the same action just further out in time. Or if you want to reduce your efficiency but get a lot more volume, that's where we can go up the funnel. I generally don't go up the funnel and further out in time. That kind of doesn't really, that's kind of defeating the whole point. So anyway, I absolutely use custom audiences when doing rebuttal upsells and DPA ads because those are the places that we really need to do. Now, to be fair, with DPA ads, you can just use the settings inside the platform to get to that place, but it's still more or less the same thing. By the way, let's check out. I was having an issue about 2 hours ago with the audio. Let's make sure that we're still good here. Let me know if it's choppy or whatever. It looks good on my end, and I'm sure somebody would say something, but like 2 hours ago, apparently it was a little dodgy, and I only heard about it from text messages from people. Anyway, that being said, yes, I do use custom audiences, and it's only for that stuff. I'm not using custom audiences for broader other types of efforts. There are other types of things that I might be doing in retention efforts or in specific like CRM stuff, but in general, I'm not really trying to do all of that, especially my rebuttal upsells and DPA. I just want something where the audience is static, where I know that I can scale up or I can get more, I can scale up my volume, or I can scale up my efficiency, and ultimately I can test my offers and my functionality and scale my bank account, because that's really what it means. Munib says he missed it. He missed the last session, but you're here today. You're here right now, Munib, and that's what really matters. Okay. And we got something here from, I am not even going to pretend to extrapolate all of this. Number 3782. I know. Number 3782 says in lead objectives, unfortunately, is not possible. And yes, that is true. So let's go ahead and share this video real quick, just so that everybody can see this. This is the post ID of any. Yep. There we go. All right. So I'm not gonna let. We've gotten everything after that point. It's just me trying to get you to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. So anyway, we can find the post ID from any video ad and from any static ad by doing that exact thing. However, it does not work for lead objective ads, for lead gen ads. That just won't work. However, as a side note, if you are running lead gen ads with 322 or dynamic creative or flexible ads, you can absolutely run them as conversion ads, where the conversion event is a lead when somebody fills out a lead form on your page. And yes, those leads are going to be more costly, because generally speaking, lead gen done on Facebook is less expensive than lead gen done when driving somebody to your site. But when you're trying to convert those leads, the more expensive ones convert better. So it's something to really take into account. And so definitely keep all of that in mind when you're trying to do lead gen stuff. So yes, it's not possible, but we don't necessarily have to use that tool for that thing to get a really, really good result. Instead, we can run conversion campaigns with the lead as our conversion event, and then still use all the broad targeting and everything else that's going to be going on. Awesome. Hi, Charlie. You feeling better? Okay. I think she's feeling a little bit better now. Fantastic. Okay, let's get you your noise machine. Oh, okay. So your noise machine is just going to keep going and eventually put you down. You'll probably fall asleep. Okay. Anyway, little girl, we've done 2 comments here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and we're going to go into the chat. This one is from Alex. By the way, Kevin has entered. Anybody else that wants to enter the giveaway for this session, drop DS in the comment section. We're going to give you a $100 gift card and a free hat to use. The gift card to use at disruptorschool.com, and the hat, I will ship it anywhere in the world. I will pay for the shipping. Don't you worry about it. I've had some folks that are like, well, I'm in United Arab Emirates, or I'm in like Colombia, or I'm in like, I don't give a damn. If you're on the face of the planet, I will get it to you. Outside of, I think, like North Korea. I don't think my shipping partners can get there. Kevin, you're in. Guillermo is in. I love it. So keep it coming. You only get to enter once. I won't let you enter multiple times, Kevin, but I do appreciate the effort. Okay, anyway, that being said, Alex asked the question here. Top statics performing. Which I'm going to go ahead and assume is basically what are the top types of static ads that are performing, or if the question is, are static ads performing better than other ads when it comes to Facebook ads? So let's answer the second question first, which is, are static ads performing well when it comes to Facebook ads? And the answer to that is always yes. Static ads always work well. And the reason they always work well is because they tend to sit lower in the funnel, because they are able to be shown to more people. So the frequency on them tends to be higher. Also, people make the decision to engage or not engage much faster, and they tend to not engage more often. So the CPMs go up a little bit. So they only shown to the people that want to see the content. Now, why that's really great is because I'm only seeing your static ad if I've already more or less, I'm already looking at your static ad if I've already more or less made the decision that I want to see this stuff. Whereas in a video, I might get hooked by the hook, but not give a shit about anything that you're selling. And often some of the best video ads that have the best hooks and all sorts of stuff don't actually translate to any business result. Hook rate does not mean anything when it comes to revenue. So the beauty of a static ad is that it's able to tell you all the information that you need right away, so somebody can make that knee-jerk decision. And really, the ad itself is not the thing that's making somebody make that decision. It's the thing that's allowing somebody to click on whatever it is that you're selling when they are ready to make the purchase decision. Generally, you are on your phone, and when you get served an ad, you're not like, oh my God, I didn't know shoes existed, or oh my God, I didn't know this thing. Like, you are already product aware, you are already problem aware, you are already solution aware, and you've probably already brand aware, and you've probably been hunting around for several brands. But when that ad gets shown, boom, that's the opportunity, that's the trigger moment to maybe make that purchase. And really what you want to be is top of mind in an easily discernible way. So static ads are always working. And in times when CPMs are also very high, like what we see in February and in June, July, August period, when everybody says, well, the cost caps are broken in Facebook, X, Y, and Z, when everybody's rambling off about being a victim, which is complete nonsense, static ads tend to outperform video because nobody's in the buying behavior. So static ads get shown to people that are interested in buying. So you're just wasting less impressions. So they are more efficient during that period of time. And then I will predict the future and let you know that in November, oh my God, video ads are crushing. And then come late February, oh man, video sucks, but static is amazing. I've seen the same thing happen for 10 years. It happens every single year. Just know it moving forward. As far as what are the best type of static ads, the number one answer I can give you is what's on brand for you. What feels like your business. If it doesn't feel like you, if it's not genuine, if it's not on brand, if the customer journey doesn't have good continuity, that ad will fail. And if it does feel like you, if it is honest, when somebody clicks on that ad, if it represents what they're going to see on your landing page and the language and the feel and the vibes are right, then that ad will convert more than another one. If you're just trying to rip off everybody else and all the ads that they're doing, the best thing you're possibly going to do is get worse results than they do. So if you want to get better results than you're already getting and get better results than they have, then you need to step up your game and not try to rely exclusively on doing worse than other people as a business model, because ultimately that's not necessarily the best way of getting to the success that honestly, like, you deserve. You deserve to be successful. Why not get it? So, Alex, I hope that is helping you out. Love it. Roman is also entered with the DS into the giveaway. We're going to get to that in a little bit. I'm super excited about that. I forgot who the person was. It was just like only if maybe 25 minutes ago, whatever. Anyway, point is, let's get to Saffron. Saffron on YouTube asks, where to start when transitioning from TikTok ads to Facebook ads? And I love this question. Well, Saffron, the number one thing I want you to keep in mind is that what works on TikTok will work also on Facebook and Instagram, because it's the same thing. Well, what you need to be mindful of is that video ads are phenomenal at getting attention, but static ads can help get people over the finish line where maybe those video ads were not able to. So why this really matters for you is grab some stills from your webpage, grab some stills from your videos, and you can make carousels from that. You can round out the content that people see on your webpage. You can really begin to ultimately build out something more than just the same ad that you're running on TikTok. And I highly recommend that if an ad works on TikTok, you run it on Facebook ads. Like, it will probably work. But you have to also have an understanding that the attention is a little bit more expensive and that the machine is also a little bit smarter, but that means there's a bit more of a learning curve. So run your ads at broad, or if you've already been running a big TikTok shop, maybe run it only at retargeting, like bottom of funnel. Figure out the ads that work and then just move up the funnel, referencing the 10,000 events strategy that we talked about earlier. Get that to work and then just say, oh, well, it works at view content over the last 3 days. I'm going to go view content last 7 days. Oh, that works. Maybe I'll go view content last 30 days. Oh, that works. Maybe I'll go like all site traffic for the last 30 days. Oh, that works. Maybe I'll do all site traffic for the last 90 days. Shit, that works. Maybe I'll just run it broad, and then boom, you've trained the ad to work. It now understands who the people are that are going to buy, because you're already getting site traffic and sales from your TikTok ads. And if your Facebook pixel is already on your site when that's happening, it's learning in the background anyway. Then you're just going to be leveraging the content that already works and then stealing pieces from that content to build accessory complementary pieces like static ads. And you can incorporate some of those static ads and some of those videos on your landing page. And then the customer journey has great consistency, just like we were talking about before. And then boom, 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 you are doing the job. If you start at the bottom of the funnel, work your way up, it's really, really hard to fail, because whenever you see that point where it doesn't work, you don't have to go further. And ultimately, your definition of success is going to be, can you get to broad? Can you have a blended CPA that is low enough for you to allow yourself to spend more money? And is that consistent enough for you to continue to scale? And if so, then you're off to the races, right? Like you can do the 1% a day, 2% a day thing. You don't need to do the 20, 50, 100% budget spikes every single day that all the scammers will sell you, because you want consistent results, because you're building a business. You're not trying to just hack somebody's bank account today to lose all of your own money tomorrow, right? All right, Saffron, I hope that helps. Remember, everybody on YouTube, we are going to try to get through all of the questions today because they are mounting up. But if you want to make sure that your question is asked, go ahead and drop a super chat. And that's a great way to skip the line. Okay, let's get back to the YouTube comments. All right, so unfortunately not possible. It's true. All right. Tin Thang, I don't know, number 1361 on YouTube. Thanks so much for this, how to scale Facebook ads for any business. This was one of my favorite videos as of lately, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's just drop this, how to scale Facebook ads for any business. Let's drop that in the comments section. Boom. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the video link. There you go. So all of you watching can go ahead and click that link if you want to. That's the how to scale Facebook ads for any business. I literally break down what works for local business and what works for multi-million-dollar spenders. What I've done for brands that are spending $100 a day in a market that's 5 miles wide, and what I've done for brands that are dropping $100,000 a day that sell to the entire world. And fun fact, it's the same thing, because Facebook is the same for everyone. And anybody that tells you different fundamentally does not understand how digital marketing and Facebook works. Facebook is a business that operates on a simple model of the acquisition of attention that they then monetize by selling it to you. If you're a good business partner, you can make money with them. If you're a bad business partner, you will fail. Regardless of what your business looks like, it's always, every business is about the acquisition of attention, monetization of that, and then turning that into future cash flow. And then you invest some of that future cash flow into more ad spend to scale your business. That is what this is really all about. All right, Charlie, my leg is getting a little sweaty with where you're at. So I'm going to put you here. And you can come on back and make another appearance in a little bit. Yeah. You got some puppies over here too. Barkley and Morrison will love you. Okay. Anyway, let's get this note off of the screen. And also we're going to go ahead and change the banner here. Let's go ahead and let's drop that in. By the way, if anybody wants to join the Facebook Ads MBA program, which is like my training program, I've had hundreds of people throughout the years come through the Facebook Ads MBA program. Not a single person that has ever gone through the Facebook Ads MBA program has ever asked for their money back. The standard program starts around $6,500. The premium program starts around $12,000. Yes, we have payment plans. Yes, you can use your gift cards and your coupon codes on the program. It is lifetime access. And like I said, nobody's ever asked for their money back. We've had multiple brands get it's just 7 and 8 figures. We've had multiple 8 and 9 figure exits. And like quite literally what I do every single day, I teach you how to do that so that you don't need me. And you can fire your agency. And honestly, for less than you pay your agency for 90 days, you can get better results than they could ever give you. And now's a perfect time to join, because you're like, oh, but we don't need help during Black Friday or Q4. Imagine how much better your results could be if you actually knew what you were doing instead of paying people a premium to destroy your upside. You are going to make money no matter what, as long as you don't fuck it up. But you could be making 10 times more. And that's what this is really all about. And not paying somebody else an arm and a leg to take advantage and take credit for all the hard work that you do. And that's really what this is all about. So anyway, thank you so much for loving the video. I'm really happy about it. Now, this comment here, hey, slightly confused. What's the difference between flexible ads and dynamic creative? Do you use them together? And this is in response to our video that we did around the new ad format that Facebook launched called flexible ads. Boom, there we go. We're going to drop this link just in the chat so people can go ahead and watch this video if they want to. Super great vid. Actually, one of the most popular videos that I've dropped in like the last week, like blew up. And I was honestly not expecting it to, but hey, look, it's great, right? Like I'll take the wins whenever I can get them. You know what I mean? It's a real world out there, right? So anyway, what's the difference between flexible ads and dynamic creative? The honest answer is there's not much of a difference, but there are a few important nuances that we need to know. And the video dives into it at a much greater depth. And there's also a link into that video to another video where I just build the ads live. In the video, I literally use the GPT that I built for all of you to use, the 322 method ad copywriter. And anybody can use that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free on ChatGPT. I built it for you to just go ahead and use, and I use it on my own business. I literally build an ad for my business that I'm spending over $1,000 a day on right now, live in that video. And I show you every step of the way, building it full transparency, wide in the open. And that was actually, I think, an ad for Disruptor School Inner Circle, which, if you're not ready for the Facebook Ads MBA program, you can check out the Inner Circle. It's like $1,000 a month. You can go to disruptorschool.com and hit enroll now to join, and you get access to all of the masterclasses that we have for everybody, whether it's UGC content, the YouTube stuff. We get into the web design and the CRO and the creative testing, and we get into Google Ads and a million other things. Girl, are you trying to escape your bassinet? Okay, I know. You are so close to walking. She's like, 7. She's between 6 and 12 months, and it's fun. Anyway, so you can check that all out. Not only do you get unlimited access to all of those things, but there's also a classroom where you can get, we have a community where every week we have questions and answers, and you get to see me solving problems and getting deep and dive into your ad accounts, much like this call, but instead of me showing the comment section on YouTube and answering your questions, we pop open your ad account, get into your business, get into your books, get into whatever it is we need to make your business better. And we share literally all of that with everybody. And that there is an archive of those questions going back years, and you get access to that entire archive, and it's searchable. And not only do you get the videos, but we've made written material for each one of them that includes like the key takeaways, the too long didn't read, and even a quiz to go at the end of it. Wow, super chats popping up. So anyway, the difference between flexible ads and dynamic creative is pretty simple. Facebook is phasing out dynamic creative and is replacing it with flexible ads. Flexible ads are a more premium version of dynamic creative, and it allows you to put multiple dynamic creatives into a single ad set. However, I don't recommend that you put them in the same ad set. We want them all in different ad sets, because the way that Facebook works is the campaign chooses which ad set to spend money on. That ad set decides, I was going to say decides or chooses, and it came out decisions. That ad set decides which ad to spend the money on. And inside of a dynamic creative or a flexible ad, in a 322 ad, there might be a dozen ads. If you were to put, say, 5 flexible ads inside of one ad set, that's 60 different ads. And when Facebook's deciding which ad set to spend on, the one ad set that allows your best proven winning post IDs, and then another ad set that is 5 sources of a thing that are all wildly volatile and completely variant and completely untrustworthy, those creative tests aren't going to spend money. One of the reasons that people struggle to get their dynamic creatives and the flexible ads to spend money when they're trying to do 322 ads is because they're running so many of them. Facebook is like, well, I know I can get a good result here. Why would I ever risk the end user experience by showing them something that is 1,000 options? And one thing that I'll bring up here real quick is just the amount of ways that a 52 card deck could be shuffled is a fictitious number. I'm going to pull this up here real quick. Let's just do this. Amount of ways that a 52 card deck can be shuffled. All right, let's do this. Boom. Let's just see if we get here. That is an 8 followed by 67 zeros. That's your answer. So my point to all that, it's this many times. It's this many ways right there. So my point to that is, if you have, say, 5 flexible ads in one ad set and each one of them has 12 possible combinations, that's 60 combinations. There's only 52 cards in a deck. That's how many possible variations you're asking Facebook to slip through with minimal ad spend. Why? Why would you possibly think that would work? And it's because a lot of the folks that don't give a shit about you are giving you really bad advice because they're motivated to look good because their entire business model is, we tricked you into paying us. You've signed your second contract. We've given you to the B team and please don't fire us. And, well, you don't ever need any of them again. Hence the stuff on the bottom here, you know, the Facebook Ads MBA program. Check that out. www.disruptorschool.com, MBA ads, if you want to check out the, a book or call there, and no obligation, no nothing. Go check it out. Anyway, so the difference between flexible ads and dynamic creative is nuanced, and the video gets deeper into it. But what you need to know is that the strategy that we use for DCTs, for dynamic creatives, the 322 ads, is the exact same strategy used for the flexible ads. And the number one complaint I get from folks is, well, you can't see the breakdown by each individual post or each individual thing. You never could anyway. And I say, well, I just go to ad spend by element, and I can see, well, this creative spent the most and this copy spent the most. Yeah, but you don't know if that's actually the ad that was doing any results, or if how much any of those post IDs got. Let me give you a bit quick of math, and then we are going to get to the 2 super chats just popped in from Dennis and Titus. By the way, drop a DS in the chat if you want to join today's giveaway. We'll drop that in the banner for everybody while I'm going off on a tirade here. The point that I want to get to is, let's say you have an ad that spent $1,000 and your number one creative spent $600, your number 2 creative spent $300, and your third creative spent $100. Sounds like it could happen all the time. In a 322 ad where you have 3 primary texts, 2 headlines, and 3 creatives, 2 primary texts, and 2 headlines. Wow, got ahead of myself. The problem with that is your number one spending creative at $600. That $600 might have been $150 spent on 4 different ads, completely even. And one of them may have crushed with a frequency of like 1 million and a CPM that was through the roof, because basically it was just the extreme bottom of funnel ad that got shown right at the very end of some customer journey, and it's super efficient. And all the other ones suck. Now, does that mean that that winning ad is the one you should use? Probably not, because it's a bottom of funnel ad, so it won't scale. And we know that because we can look at the CPMs and the frequency and ultimately determine that the reason that ad only spent 150 out of the 1,000, it can't spend 500 and expect to get any more of the same results because it's a bottom of funnel marketing ad. Now, all of that to be said, that ad that spent 300, that creative that spent twice as the second most spending one, maybe $298, all went to 1 post ID of that one. Because remember, each creative is 4 posts. It's 1 creative with 2 primary texts and 2 headlines. That's 4 ads. So one at the 600 could have been 150, 150, 150, 150. The one that spent 300 could have been 298 on one and then $2 on the others. That 298 spent twice as much. And maybe it did like 5% worse, but it did it at a way that is completely sustainable. The point is, you've never been able to get actionable insight by looking at the breakdown inside of the Facebook ad account when looking at dynamic creatives, and the flexible ads don't give it to you. So I do see people pointing to that as a pain point, and I look at it as, so what you're telling me is I don't have access to completely inactionable information that only makes me feel good. Fine. That ultimately means I think I'm going to be okay. Girl, what are you doing? What's going on? Are you just trying to break out? Okay. I think we got to, break out. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we got a Thin Lizzy fan over here. Tonight's going to be a jailbreak. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's get to the first super chat here. Thank you, Dennis, by the way. I really appreciate that. We had 2 super chats in the queue here. By the way, if you want to drop a super chat, we'll blow up. You'll be next in the queue. Hydration is essential. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Whew. All right. This comes from Dennis. Hi, Dennis. How would you set up a $20 a month subscription product with Meta acquisition? How long unprofitable until the existing subscriptions catch up? That's a great question. So using subscription products is a great move. I highly recommend it. And I've helped more than a few brands hit 7- and 8-figure businesses on subscription products, and one of them with a 9-figure exit. So Here's what we need to know. 3 things that we need to know to answer your question best, Dennis. And really, I'm hoping to give you the questions that are going to get you to the answer. And if you feel like you know some of these answers, drop them in the comment section, and I'll try to keep track of them all. Usually there's like teams of people doing this stuff, like whatever. All the fantasy football, like dynasty trades in 5, whenever they do it, there's 3 of them monitoring all this stuff. I get it, because I'm just one crazy person doing this thing. Anyway, all that to be said, you need to know 3 things. First off, what is the churn? Do we see 95% of people cancel, or do 95% of people stick around to the second month? The reason for this is we need to understand our cash flow. And so, one, I want to know the churn. How likely is somebody to leave? Now, let's say 90% of people bail. Well, if I get 50 people at $20 a month, I'm going to make $1,000 in that first month. If 90% of them bail, that means that I'm left with 5 people paying me $220 a month. So I'm still making $100. That second month starts with a $100 bill in my pocket. That's great. Now, of those people that bail, how many of them stick around? Maybe 90% of those people actually stick around to month 3, and they actually stick around for 6 months. Well, that means for the $1,000 that I made on month 1, I'm making $100 a month 2 and $80 month 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is incredibly useful information to know. Now, we need to understand that, because that allows us to understand our unit economics. And that brings us to the second question. How much money can you spend? And what I mean by this is, do you need to be profitable on day 1? And if you need to be profitable on day 1, well, then I'd be spending a very little amount of money. I would actually try to make all of this stuff happen organically. And then on month 2, when I get that $100, that's my Facebook ad budget. By month 3, when it's $80, like that's my Facebook ad budget. And what I'm looking for here, my KPI, the KPI that I'm ultimately trying to understand is what you have is a runway. So let's say you organically get $1,000 in sales. And over the course of that month, when month 2 starts, you have the $100 at your account because 90% of those people churned. But hey, look, you still kept 10%. So you have that $100. Now that's your Facebook ad budget. Your goal is to spend your money so that you don't run out of that Facebook ad budget. Now, theoretically, you're probably also getting organic sales. So it's okay for your Facebook to not break even there. You basically are throwing $100 on top of something that earns $1,000 organically. Now, if that brings you $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, you're moving in the right direction. And you don't need to be cash positive on your Facebook ads, because like, if you spend $100 and it says, well, I got 0 sales from it, but in month 2, I went from $1,000 in sales to $1,200 in sales, obviously 100 of that being the returning customer. Well, your business is moving in the right direction. And it's very hard for you to be able to point to attribution as a legitimate thing when it comes to digital marketing, because hint, hint, it's complete bullshit. There's no way to point to any ad as the reason that anything happened. That's just not the way anything works. And it's not actionable, and it's just complete fucking nonsense. And I've been on our last session. We have too much of a tirade on that, so I won't get into it too much today or in this block. But I just want to, bring that up, right? So my point to that is, part number 2 is I want to know how much money I have, and my goal is ultimately to spend a percentage of the money that I have on growing the business. Remember, we talked about businesses acquiring attention, monetizing it, and then turning that into future cash flow. So if I can acquire attention and monetize it into $1,000 and I get $100 of future cash flow, I could spend, say, 50% of that $100, or I might say I'm going to spend 100% of my profit of that future cash flow into the growth of the opportunity. And what's going to happen is, even if you're running ads that don't get attribution, you're going to get more emails, you're going to get more search results, you're going to get more people watching your YouTube videos, whatever it happens to be. And so your overall business will continue to grow. And as long as your overall business continues to grow, you should have a larger amount of money that you can be spending on ads. And that ultimately brings me to the third part of this, which is, can you make money without ads? And the reason that's incredibly important is because if you can't make money without ads, then you probably shouldn't be spending ads. You have to figure out how your business works. And the biggest path to failure that I see people doing over and over and over again is saying, I've got a good idea. I'm going to drop Facebook ad dollars on it and then see if it works. Oh, it didn't work. Facebook is broken. Facebook isn't broken. You just didn't have a good business. And then you spent your bank account on amplifying the lack of success that you already had. And so that's the real things that I'd be looking at. So in reverse order, number one, make money without ads. Number two, understand what percentage of that future cash flow you're willing to invest in ads so that you don't need the ads themselves to be profitable, because your paid media budget is a percentage of the overall profit volume that you have. And because your business is good, that overall profit volume is growing even with the ads not necessarily being successful. And again, number three is ultimately figuring out what your churn looks like, what your unit economics look like, and what your business looks like. And if you can figure out those things, then when you start to have pain points, you can understand where it's broken. Am I paying too much to acquire new customers? Am I getting too much of a churn? You know, and the funny thing that happens here is you're probably not going to get your ads to be twice as good. But if you went from 80%, from 90% churn down to 80, like if you had 20 people stick around instead of 10, then the amount of money you could spend on ads at a complete loss goes from 100 to 200, literally doubles, which means your ads could be 50% worse and you'd still get the exact same result. And odds are they're probably not going to be 50% worse. So you can continue to add budget to what it is that you're doing. And that is what really matters here. Scaling your business is what scales your ad account. And ultimately, when you treat the growth of your ad spend as a constant, then you understand the parts in your business that are broken. And that's one of the easiest things to do. For instance, one thing I am doing personally in Disruptor School is I've got a couple campaigns going that have different business objectives. Each one of them has an automated rule that says scale the budget by 2% a day. I'm adding 2% a day to the business. And the reason that's really important is because I can project my revenue out over the next 3-4 months. And based on that, I know at what point that added budget to my ad account, if I were to get no more additional revenue above my projection, at what point that becomes ultimately a liability. And when you can figure that stuff out, then you begin to know weeks or months in advance the part of your business you actually need to fix. It's not always going to be new ads and fix creative testing and conversion rate optimization and stickiness and communities. Like, this is the one thing. If I fix this, then I can continue to add more budget. And ultimately, we're trying to solve the world's most simple and important problem, which is, can I spend more money? That's all that really matters here. So focus on that, Dennis. And that is how I would answer your question. So I know I didn't give you hard numbers, but what I hope I gave you for your very generous super chat, thank you again, Dennis, is the ability to answer the question yourself by giving you the tools. And when the situation changes, you know how to address that change with confidence so that you can begin to win at Facebook ads, which is really what this is all about. And by the way, Dennis, if you're in a perfect situation, potentially for depending on the scale for Inner Circle or our MBA program. But honestly, like, what I recommend to you to compound on top of this wonderful super chat is go to any post that I have on my Instagram at CT the Disruptor and just drop the number 7. And you're going to get me DMing out to you, thanks to ManyChat, a link to my Begin to Win at Facebook bundle. And for like $7, you're going to get a whole ton of stuff. The predictable profit scaling blueprint, the one campaign blueprint. So you're going to know how to set up your campaign architecture for the most successful and stable and scalable Facebook architecture that you can have. And then you're also going to get the predictable profit scaling blueprint. It's going to tell you how to scale your bank account and your business by understanding profitable scaling margin and constructing your hero offer. And you're going to get worksheets and all sorts of stuff that works for all of that. Plus access to Disruptor Bot, which is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week like support thing. Yes, it's basically a chat GPT, but what I did is I synthesized over 10,000 hours of me talking and pages of written material that I have from myself and all of the other great instructors that we have at Disruptor School, so that you can get answers to your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get all that support. Plus, there's a community you can join too. So anyway, for $7, I used to charge $1,000 for it. That's I was just like, screw it. I just want to make sure that people can see all of this stuff because, again, it's info. So like my profit margin on it is great. Why not make it really successful for you and really easy for you? It's $7 for a 7-day trial. And then after that, it's like $50 a month. And like, if you can't ROI on $50 a month, then like the education isn't the problem. Okay, cool. So fantastic. Drink break. And we're going to bring up Tyler. All right. Boom. By the way, everybody, appreciate all the eyeballs here. We're up to 66 individuals currently. Go ahead and like and comment and share all of the things. You know, if you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and share with this stuff. As a matter of fact, anybody on Twitter that shares this with one nugget why anybody else should watch, I will send you a gift card to Disruptor School. Gift card code. I'll send you a $50 off code to Disruptor School. So do all of that. Share it and then just DM me the thing because I get a billion like notifications and I want to make sure that if I ask you to do something and you do it, that you get the reward for your work. So thank you very much to everybody on that. And yeah, we'll do that today. So if you're doing that, that sounds good. And we'll do promotions. You know, the YouTubers are getting stuff and the folks on LinkedIn, I love you. You know what? Do the same thing. All right, cool. Whew. Let's keep going. Tyler, hey, brother, love the content. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Titus. Hey, Titus, private. Thank you for that. I'm a drop shipper. I test 10 to 15 creatives per week. Any tips for my ad account setup? Working on consolidating to 1 or 2 campaigns. First off, Titus, love it. And I love drop shippers. I think it's an extremely important skill and something that is really valuable. And to be fair, a lot of the advice that I give tends to be more towards brands. But if you're a drop shipper, you can build a business. Okay, so let me break down the drop shipping thing, what I've done to build a couple, 7 and 8 figure drop shipping businesses over the years, as it were. Okay, number one, the volume of creatives that you're testing each week, I don't really care. 10 to 15 feels like a lot, to be fair. If you're unless you're spending like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a day, I don't think you're going to really be able to understand if those creatives are helping your bottom line or not. So the first thing we need to understand is the reason that you're creative testing is because you can no longer scale your budget, right? If you notice, there's this saying, and I was mentioning this in the last session, so we're going to get back to this. There's a saying. It was in the last place I looked. Yeah, because hopefully you didn't find it and then keep looking. If you have results that are really strong, don't keep looking. If your Facebook ad account is successful enough at your blended CPA for you to add budget, don't continue creative testing. Just add more budget because the ads that you have are already strong enough. And the feedback I get from folks is like, well, they're going to fatigue and all this other stuff. They're not going to fatigue if you don't keep creative testing. Like, one of the biggest reasons that we see creative fatigue is because of constant creative testing. The new ads come in, and those new ads come in, they get preferential treatment on the first few days. And because they get preferential treatment on the first few days, they're just stealing sales from the old ads, which means the old ads immediately get dumber and get shown to worse quality individuals because the new ads are getting all that premium content. And then as a result of that happening, now you're facing a situation where, well, the old ads are getting shown to more and more people that don't want to see them. So the CPMs go up and the quality of that content goes down and the quality of the user engagement goes down. So the estimated action rate goes down. So that ad ultimately, user error is creating fatigue for that person. Sorry, for that ad. Now, that to be said, let's keep going around to your ad account setup. I would have, and I'm literally like this like thing, I've posted it on my, I have it like on my, I shot this for a YouTube video like 3 years ago, this sticky note, and I've held on to it because this sticky note alone, and last year is one of the reasons why I'm paying taxes on like 7-figure take home. And I've hired an accountant to help me out with that because I really should not have taken it all in myself. Point of it all is that sticky note is the ideal campaign architecture, right? This is the ideal campaign architecture for Facebook. This thing is made, I've personally been involved with businesses that drove 9 figures in revenue based off this fucking sticky note, which I think is fucking hilarious, but true. So let's get down to your ideal campaign architecture. You're going to want to have one ad set in your campaign that is exclusively populated by the best performing post IDs that you've had. Your best ads go there. Generally, we want that to be between like 4 to 6 active ads and maybe 5 to 8 ads live inside of there, whatever that looks like. Now, you're going to run a 4PI analysis on those ads. And if you need more information for PI, go to the YouTube channel. I have a ton of things, or join Inner Circle, and I'll do a 4PI analysis live with you. I mean, you can join for $100 for a 7-day trial. You could say, I'm willing to pay $100, show up on next week's call, get me to do a 4PI analysis, and then tell me to, kick rocks and like cancel. And to be fair, like, look, good on you. You spend $100, got a $5,000 hour like consulting like help, and you bounce. And to be fair, like, good. I should be doing good enough stuff to keep you around past that anyway. And if you don't find value outside of it, fuck me. Take the money and run. So totally support it. Rip me off. Go for it. That's what I would do if I didn't find any value. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to run a 4PI analysis where we're going to look at the spend, we're going to look at the frequency, we're going to look at the CPM, we're going to look at the efficiency by day on those ads. And we're going to understand which of these ads are top of funnel, which ones are bottom of funnel, which ones are mid funnel. And of those ads that are sitting in those spots in the funnel, how are they performing? And why that really matters is we're going to understand the overall marketing and portfolio, the investment portfolio that we have within our Facebook ads. Now, why that really matters is we're going to see what is doing its job well and what isn't. And based on that, we're going to be able to run 2 additional ad sets with dynamic creatives or flexible ads, 1 ad within each one of those ad sets, 1 dynamic creative or 1 flexible ad, specifically focused on both of those being 2 versions of the same concept. Well, what we're going to try to do is solve the problem of making of replacing our worst ad. When we looked at that 4PI analysis, we're going to see some ads are good, some ads are bad. What ad is our worst employee? What's our weakest link? If we do an A/B test with dynamic creatives or flexible ads against that weakest link, specifically to improve upon it, and those tests earn spend, and as they earn spend, our blended CPA across our entire business, including the transactions that we get from email and from organic and from TikTok and everywhere else, that blended CPA gets better, then those ads are good. If those ads look really good in the platform, but our blended CPA gets worse, they're not good. We don't care about attribution. We don't care about ROAS or any of these other nonsense metrics. We care about actual money, right? So we're going to look at the actual money. And then you're going to be able to say, hey, these tests are helping my business. And can I spend more money? If the answer is yes, don't touch anything. Don't mess it. Like again, once you solve the problem, stop looking. You know what I mean? Now, all that to be said, what I'd be doing in your situation is really looking at, you probably got some videos of doing stuff. I'd probably get the product that you're drop shipping yourself to use so that you can take independent images that don't look like everybody else. I'd also be trying to find anybody that's posted images of that product, and I'd be trying to run image ads alongside of video ads. And I'd be trying to take the content from those videos and those static images and putting them on my webpage, on my sales page, so that when people see my ads and then they go to my website, everything looks the same. One of the easiest ways of improving your conversion rate is by making sure that your creative testing and your ad account and your messaging and your landing page and your just overall vibe, all that matches. If it's all in line, your conversion rate goes way up. And so once you figure that out, then you don't need to change your ads because you solve the most important problem, which is, can I spend more money? If you can spend more money, just do that, right? So you're going to have that variety, and having that portfolio, that investment portfolio, that variety of creative is ultimately going to allow you to have ads to the top of funnel and mid funnel and bottom funnel, and folks that are already interested because they've seen the same, ad library 360p video on like 17 other dropshippers. The honest truth is, you don't need to run that same ad. Just run ads that have a higher CPM and a higher daily frequency that don't scale spend as well, but all you're going to do is steal the sales from everybody else, and then you can just scale up your entire business, right? Like, you don't need to be top of funnel when everybody else is top of funnel. And the last thing that I'll say to you as a drop shipper is, if you have a hero product, right? Let's say you're drop shipping this Roku remote, right? If I'm drop shipping this Roku remote, what I'm going to be interested in is, what else can I sell somebody that bought this Roku remote? We're going to talk about vertical integration for a second. If you want to take a drop shipping product and turn it into a brand, into a business, so that you don't have to drop ship over and over and over again to try to get things to work, what you can do is say, Somebody bought this Roku remote. Awesome. What else can I sell them? Maybe batteries. Maybe I can sell them televisions. Maybe I can sell them other electronic devices. That one's a bit harder to come up with on the spot. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so yeah, you bought that Roku remote. You might also need like this cable, and you might also need iPhone accessories. You might also need remotes. You might also need like these little clips, to help out with creators and stuff. The point is, if I can sell you one thing and I have your email address, what else can I drop ship you via email to get you to buy more things? And this Titus is where it's really going to just twist your noodle and hopefully pay for the lovely super chat you dropped here. I'm going to pay it all off in one tip. When you're drop shipping, you're just buying leads. Those leads are just the opportunity to sell somebody something via email. Your email is where your profit comes from. You invest some of that profit into more ads. Now, when you get to product 3, product 4, product 5, you're building a business because your business is vertically integrated, because you have one product that when somebody buys that, they're also likely to buy another product and another product and another product that are all in line. I've done this at e-commerce brands that, I'm spending $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a day. I used to get banned from Facebook groups since I was dropping like 100K, 200K Shopify. And they were like, oh man, that can't be real. I'm like, literally, I'm just holding the camera like this, hitting refresh on the thing, holding today's paper. Like, what the fuck else do you want me to do? Like, this is legit. I'm just trying to help you be successful. As a matter of fact, one of those brands called 310 Nutrition. If you go to 310 Nutrition's website right now and you look at the accessories section, you will see all of the products that we sold via drop shipping through email that we branded that didn't sell all the way through. Like maybe we sold 500 of them. Based on that money, we bought 5,000. And based on that, we were able to sell another 3,500 of them. We got another 1,000 of them in the warehouse. We just put those things on the website and allow people to buy them as upsells. But it's all paid for inventory. And there's dozens of those products. And that business, we had a check from Deloitte for $98 million. When I went in, it was a $15 million company. 20 months later, $100 million company. These are the types of things that you can do. Like 100% doable. Titus, make it happen, buddy. And hey, look, check out, Facebook Ads MBA program. Actually, Tim's here. Tim from the Facebook Ads MBA program. Hey, Tim, 3 weeks in. I love it. I've been able to boost ad spend with less creative testing, get more stability in my campaigns. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. And there you go. I love to see it. And thanks for the support, Tim. You don't need to be here. I appreciate it. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. And if you want to book a call for the Facebook Ads MBA program, you see the ticker down on the bottom. You can go to that ticker down on the bottom, disruptorschool.com/MBA ads. Check it out. By the way, drop DS if you want to get in today's giveaway for this session. We'll be doing a $100 gift card and a free Disrupt Your School hat sent to you anywhere in the world. I don't care where you are, unless it's like, if you can get the internet, I can get you the hat. All right, let's do that. Let's keep going. Okay. Wow, we got another super chat. Let's just dive right on into it. I don't know how many more YouTube comments we're going to get to today. More super chats. We'll just keep bashing them out. Oh, wait a minute. I see somebody else down here. We just addressed one of your questions earlier on, I think. Yeah, you were the guy that said in lead objectives, unfortunate. Oh, nice. Good to see you here. All right. Oh, boom. TikTok is telling me they're we've detected inactivity. Whatever. Okay, cool. We have 16 people watching. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, okay. So, Dennis, would you start an ad agency today? Dennis, I have an ad agency. Well, to be fair, it's not an ad agency. I have a brand development accelerator program, and that involves the services of an ad agency. Plus, we work on building better offers. We work on CRO. We work on doing all of the things that go into your business to make it work better. So we're like an ad agency, but we actually give a shit about your bottom line, and our goal is to graduate you. As a matter of fact, we have one spot available in Disruptor Agency. If you want to join it, go ahead and message me. I'll be willing to take it. It is not cheap. We're going to be in the $10,000 to $15,000 a month range. Full disclosure. And we will take a higher monthly fee, or we'll take a lower monthly fee and work a performance incentive. We want to work on your cash flow and make sure that the business works well for you. But we just graduated a business. They're actually in their last 30 days. And by the way, our contracts are month to month contracts. And and like 30-day out. Like there's no like, oh, we got you. This isn't Common Thread Collective. I'm not going to sue you if you're unhappy with me destroying your business. You can peace out. I'm not Taylor Holiday gonna try to ruin your business because I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about and I scammed you. No. That's not what we're talking about here today. So first off, would I start an ad agency? Yes, I have one. I think that it's a valuable thing. And there are ways to provide services. But my ad agency today is way more than just running ads for you. We are working on improving your CRO, and working on your offer construction, improving all those things. Like I was saying, the brand that's graduating is a print-on-demand jewelry business that was on Etsy. For some context, their e-commerce site now does about $2 million a month. They were on Etsy. We're getting into the $1 to $2 million a month range. So boom, boom, boom. You can do this stuff. And honestly, what we did is we figured out how to, we figured out the hero product. We figured out how to really incentivize the understanding of their offer construction. And so one of the things we did with that brand, let me just give you the juice. Why not? Is that what we did, was we made a we did a gift card strategy where we said, hey, it's Mother's Day and everybody's really struggling to figure out, well, you got this piece of earrings, we got these necklaces, all this stuff. Great. But if I buy one, but I just got to prepare them with something else. And I want to make sure my wife is happy or my mom is happy or whatever, my loved one. But hey, look, you don't need to be stressed out. We as the brand, how about this? We're going to pair our number one most popular product with another personalized product that really lets them know that you care about them. And we're going to give you this jewelry cleaner. We're basically going to throw it in for free. And we're going to give you a $50 gift card for $25. Now, instead of you buying a $60 item from us, and our AOV, our LTV being $115, we sold you on something for $129 that included a $50 gift card for 50% off. Now, the beauty of that $50 gift card for 50% off is if you're buying it for somebody else and they don't use the gift card, hey, I sold you Monopoly money for 2x markup. I'll take that all day. And if you buy it for somebody else and then they do buy, I acquired 2 customers for the low price of $25. Like, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And, that was tremendous for their bottom line. And now we're seeing a lot of those people come back and buy additional things. And we found ways of getting more seasonal. We improved their monthly reoccurring revenue. Well, not the reoccurring revenue, but the revenue that they get, the revenue floor is actually the term for it. The amount of money they receive as a business from previous customers. We improved that by 130%. It took us 90 days. And really why that matters is, sure, everybody else can run your ads for you, but we're figuring out how to do it. And the honest truth is, like, we got like 80% of their ad spend down to catalogs. And we were able to understand what type of catalog was better for customer acquisition. And now that they're moving into like Q3 and Q4, they don't need us because we've taught them everything that they're going to need to know to legitimately 2x last year's Q4. And that cost them, at the end of the day, the fee to us was a fraction of the overall profit volume that we added to the business for one day's business. That was our monthly fee. And I'm very happy that they're graduating. We have 30 more days of them. And you know, I'm stoked. And if they want to come back next year, I'm totally down for it. But like, they don't need us anymore. So my point to all of that, Dennis, is that if you're trying to build an ad agency, do something more than be somebody that pushes buttons on the machine. Because the honest truth is, nobody should be paying other people to just hit the buttons. Because if you're spending more than an hour or two a week inside of your Facebook ad account, it's because you don't know what you're doing. And if you feel that way, the Facebook Ads MBA program is perfect for you to understand how to not ever feel that way ever again. And again, like, you can hop in like the standard program. You can put it on a payment plan. We'll make it work for you. You know what I mean? And so you need to have that unique selling proposition. You need to have that comparative advantage. You need to do something more. And honestly, the worst value prop that I see so many people doing is, oh, we're going to do creative for you. The problem is creative. If you're going to do creative, that means that you're also going to try to make me do a ton of creative testing. But if I'm already doing good enough to scale my budget, why am I going to do more creative testing? That doesn't make any sense. So it means that the value out of working with you is something that I don't want you to do. And then, well, what if your creative suck what somebody else does? Well, you're incentivized to have your creative do well because that's your value add. So if you're not doing something that is valuable to the business, then don't make it part of the offer. So what we do that's valuable to the business is we say, look, we're going to improve your cash flow. We're going to improve your bottom line. We're going to improve your top line. We're going to help you understand how to do offer construction and how to ultimately do all of the things that make it so that you can exit your business. And honestly, that's where that business is going. Them and this other business that's a friend of theirs, they're positioning for an exit. And that is phenomenal. I'm so happy to work with folks that ultimately can sell their businesses. And everybody's like, well, you can't sell a D2C business these days. No. You can. You absolutely can. I've done it. Here's the problem. Back in the day, there'd be like 5 D2C businesses that were trying to sell. Then COVID hit. Now there's 1,005 businesses trying to sell. The 5 businesses that were getting a deal, they're still getting the deal. The other 1,000 people with no business fundamentals that have no reason for anybody to invest in them, that scaled the business all by themselves to 99% and peaked out, they're trying to sell something where there is no more margin. And they're shit operators. So it feels like nobody's winning, nobody's selling anymore because you just have so many more people getting rejected, but the volume of people getting deals is actually going up. So there you go, Dennis. I hope that is helpful to you for your super chat here. And I charge, like I said, 10 to 15,000 is the general range. If we do really well, we're on a performance incentive. I've personally collected more than that. I'll put it that way. Let's respect people's privacy. There's no reason for me to have a flex here, but yeah. Or you could do the Andrew Ferris and Common Thread Collective and all of those other fucking scammers where they're going to be charging you $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month to have somebody that has never run a business, that doesn't give a shit about your bottom line, that is completely motivated on having their vanity metric look good, run a ton of creative for 1 million different offers on cost caps and completely destroy your funnel. And by the time you realize that they're bad for your business, you have to wait for that contract to end or they will sue you. So fuck them. And they know it, which is why Andrew has me blocked for years and why Taylor won't get on a call with me in public. And it has been years. And he's also like ghosted me in DMs. And to be fair, I just kind of look at him as I get it. He's a low integrity operator that's scared as shit because he didn't take a check 5 years ago that he really should have. And he fucked up. And that's some of the behind the scenes shit that I really probably shouldn't say, but whatever. Just like Zach from Homestead. Thank you for mentioning me. That's slander. No, it's not slander. If it's facts. If it's quoting you and your contract and it's factual, it's not slander. It's just me not being as polite as all your other fucking golf buddies that you cold plunges with that don't give a fuck about people. I'm trying to create jobs and make people be happy out here. We're creating thousands of jobs every year at Disruptor School, and that's what I'm all about. Fuck yeah. All right, anyway, fun stuff. Thank you, Carlos. I don't know if you're still here. Carlos works with me on YouTube stuff, and he's says somewhere in here he mentioned something. Hey, Charlie, great to see you live and answering questions. Thank you, Carlos. By the way, Owen Video, great service, Accelerators Media. Big fan, highly recommend. And I think I'm going to get Owen to come into Disruptor School and do a masterclass. So check that out. Anyway, everybody, go ahead. And if you want to join today's giveaway, drop a DS in the comment, or this session's giveaway, drop a DS in the comment section. We're going to be doing spin to win. And winner gets a $100 gift card and a free Disruptor School hat sent to them. All right. Boom. Oh, we got another super chat. Super chat virgin. All right. Popping cherries. Let's roll. Josh says, hey, Charlie, I've literally never super chatted or commented on a channel before, but your content has been of tremendous value. Okay. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. This is a 2 Charlie, right? $20, you get 2 Charlies. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Can you explain why you use 2 dynamic creative ad sets instead of 1? Why do you need a second one? This is a great question, Josh. And yes, I can explain. And I'm very happy that you asked. So thank you. All right, Josh. First, let me teach you a story. Let me tell you a small little story about when I was a touring musician. Now, I used to be a punk rock touring musician, and to be fair, I'm still a musician, right? And I love music, right? Clearly, I've got it tattooed on me. And I've got a million guitars in my garage and all sorts of stuff. All that to be said, I used to be a heroin addict and I was on tour, and I can't stop talking about it. Okay, fair enough. One of the things that I learned out there and trying to make money, because you're on the road, you're just trying to feed yourself and not die, was that when you give people a choice, you're going to have a better chance. So when I get off stage, if I say, hey, would you like to buy a t-shirt? Somebody can say yes or no. Now, that doesn't tell me anything other than either you like the shirt or you want to support me or not. But when I said, hey, which shirt would you like to buy? I sold 3 to 5 times as many shirts. And I got to know which shirt was better. So it's not a binary yes or no. It's a qualitative understanding of which is better and why. And so when running dynamic creatives, 2 of them instead of 1 allows us to understand it's not is this ad good? It's which version of this concept that we're testing earns spend. Which one is better and why? And you can really begin to understand what is important. Now, let's say, for instance, both of them have the same headlines and the same primary text, and the only difference is the copy. You can see, does the same primary text or the same headline work in both tests? If you run an A/B test and you have some constants in those tests and headline 1 works on both tests, hey, look, headline 1 is the winner. Or if those ads earn a bunch of spend and bring you a bunch of bad traffic, hey, headline 1 appeals to the wrong people. Let's never use it again. So instead of getting a yes or no, a pass or fail, a win or lose, you're going to get to understand whether it wins or it loses. You're going to be able to understand why and ultimately make more informed decisions with every future test. The reason that this becomes really important also is because if you have some control ads in your ad set and you're running that test against it, you don't know when you're running a DCT if those ads are good or bad, or if it's just that execution. And to be fair, you might have more than 2 or 3 versions of that. You might have a testimonial, static ads, for instance. Well, maybe those are just the wrong 3. Is it to say that testimonial static ads are bad? But the other test, if you had run 2 of them, you could have said, hey, I launched 2 tests. Both of them failed outright. This concept does not work for me. Or I launched 1 test. It failed miserably. This concept doesn't work. That doesn't track the same way. And what's really interesting is when one of the tests works and the other one doesn't. What if you picked the wrong one to evaluate whether or not that was a good or bad decision? One ad works, 1 DCT crushes, and 1 DCT fails. What if the DCT you tested to see if this is a good idea was the one that failed? And you just said, well, I'm not going to keep going. And literally 1 extra try would have gotten you a win. It's like those memes of people, trying to dig for gold and giving up, and they're literally 1 inch away from the diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Or gold. I don't know why I said gold and then diamonds, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? So part of this is to help us get a qualitative analysis instead of a pass or fail. I want to learn even when I lose. I want to be able to move forward. I want my losses to be informative. To be fair, if it wins, I don't really learn anything. I love a win. I'm going to want to win, but I'm more excited when I do dynamic creative testing, when I have 2 of these running against a single ad set with my winners. When it's a loser, I get to really understand what's going on. If I lose 6 times, I'm going to learn a lot more than if I win once. Now, I'm going to make more money if I win the once, of course. And winning is what it's really all about. But winning, let me put it to you this way. The people that lose, the greatest people in the world lose more times than the average people ever try. And if you can lose over and over again and learn from that loss, instead of saying, well, this ad's a loser. If you can instead say, these losers all have these things in common. And let's say, for instance, that 1 headline got all the spend in both the tests, and those tests just sucked. What if we got rid of that headline and now all of those things work? Well, you're not going to get that by running 1 ad. So when we're trying to do a variable testing, we want a qualitative analysis of the variable in addition to our control. So that is one of the reasons. Now, the other reason that I'm doing all of this too is because having 2 dynamic creative tests gives me a better chance to have the blend of the option of the variable be enough to earn spend from the control, because our control ads might be really good. And if we launch 1 DCT, maybe that's just not enough to earn really any budget from the control ad. But if we run 2 DCTs and the combination of both of them together is enough to earn $10 one day, then 15, then 40, then 100, then 200, then 500, then 1,000, the combination of options outside of our control ad set is enough to begin to allow Facebook to have the confidence to invest outside of it. Because remember, our recommended account structure is to have this fucking sticky note be the thing that we rock, right? It's 1 campaign with a winner's ad set and then 2 dynamic creative tests or flexible ads in their own ad sets. And the reason I have this thing fucking framed is because it's made me millions. And it's a fucking sticky note that I drew live on camera in a definitive guide video like years ago, which I think is fucking hilarious, but it's 100% true. So remember that the way that Facebook works is the campaign learns which ad set to spend money on. The ad sets learn which ads to spend money on. And the ads themselves learn who to show the ads to. And the way that this happens is every ad inside of Facebook is a web page. Facebook itself is, your Facebook and Instagram feeds are basically just like Google search. But instead of getting Google search results, you're getting content that you want to see. And that's, to be fair, the same thing that YouTube has and the same thing that the TikTok has. And everybody basically ripped off Facebook when they went from the edge rank, when they went to the edge rank system and stopped showing you everything in chronological order. That's how basically social media works. It's what we call an optimized CPM environment. Now, why does that matter to you? Well, because Facebook is understanding, they measure the click-through rate, the bounce rate, the stickiness, the engagement rate, the conversion rate, all of the things that happen at every web page on their site, which is every piece of content. Because remember, every piece of content is a web page. Now, when Facebook learns who likes to see something versus doesn't like to see something, every one of those ads is making their own lookalike audience. Now, I've gotten to several arguments with folks that claim to have any fucking clue what they're talking about, and they disagree with me on this. And to be fair, like we do things a little bit differently around here, and that's why our results are a little bit different, right? Instead of being a victim every fucking year, we're just stacking paper and helping brands get to exits. So my point here is that the ads are building an audience for themselves. And the ad sets are picking which ad to run the ad to. Basically, ad sets are doing the targeting by letting the ads with the most opportunity and the lowest hanging fruit get the spend. When you have 2 of those decisions against the control, you now have the ability to have potentially, like if we're going to do the let's make a deal version, you have door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Door number 1 is a known thing. Your control ads, and Facebook knows what it's going to get out of those post IDs. But those 2 DCTs, it's enough variety for Facebook to say, well, actually, the combined effort of these 2 things, because they're 2 sides of the same coin, they're the 2 wings on the same bird, whatever the fuck, right? Like they're 2 versions of basically kind of the same thing, just executed slightly differently. And they're a version of an ad that already maybe exists, but a better one. Let's give that collective an opportunity, because the audiences that are being created by the individual post IDs have overlap. And when they have overlap, that allows Facebook to have a greater confidence in showing the ad to the right person. And so ultimately, that's why we want to really structure all this stuff. And I know that this is way above and beyond the question that you asked, Josh, but you were so kind as to give like $20 super chat. I might as well answer in as complete fashion as possible. So anyway, Josh, I hope you really dig what we're talking about here and can appreciate that as an answer. And if you've got follow-ups, just go ahead and drop them in the chat here, and I will get to them in the order in which they are received. I don't even know if we're going to get back to the YouTube comments, because the chat here is just continuing to blow up today or during this session. Awesome. As a matter of fact, our old buddy Dennis Coming back again like tag team. Love it. All right. Dennis says, if all variables are the same, thanks for the super chat, Dennis. If all variables are the same, if one ad account is spending 100 and another ad account is spending 1,000, bidding platform equals more spend, better results. So there's two sides to this that I want to get to, and I don't know that I necessarily completely understand the question. So forgive me if I get this wrong. But basically what I'm thinking here is because one ad account is spending 10 times as much, it would theoretically have more data. And because of that, it should get better results. And at a very surface level, yes, that is true. Now, all things being equal, if all variables are the same, the problem with that statement is that the ads themselves, the lookalike audience that the ads have built for themselves, might not be robust enough or large enough for the $1,000 to be allowable and spend, because it's all about the low-hanging fruit. So if the ads, let me put it to you this way, if the ads were good enough to run at 1,000, your results will probably be better. And by that, I mean, you're going to get more incremental lift. The volume of transactions that you're going to get not only on Facebook, but also on email and on Google and on search, on Amazon, on TikTok, everywhere else, your business will have 10 times the volume of opportunity. So as a result, your results should get better. And they're going to learn faster. And they're going to improve faster. If you're starting from the same place with ads that are not in a situation of having any learning, I would not be surprised if the $100 ad account is more efficient than the $1,000 ad account on day one. But again, it's going to learn slower. It's going to scale slower. And the $1,000 one will probably be better in 30 days. And it'll probably not take 30 days to be the better option. But I hope that really gets down to the crux of the question here, Dennis, because it is like all good things in the world. It depends. But I want to give you an answer better than just it depends, right? If you're so kind to give me a super chat, the least I can do is do better than an it depends for you. So those are the types of things that I'm looking at. And by the way, just a big shout out, looking at the eyeballs here, we have 97 people. That is 194 eyeballs. If you all have two eyes. I just said that and it went to 100. Awesome. That's 200 eyeballs. Now, maybe like in our last session, somebody tweeted out at me and commented me. They tweeted out a picture of their cat was also watching. So that might be, an extra 2 eyeballs. Maybe it's a one-eyed cat. Who knows? Anyway, let's keep going. I hope that helps, Dennis, because I really, really do appreciate all of this stuff. Let's get back to YouTube for a moment because I want to kind of get into some of this. Like I was saying, my man, you were right here. We got to this thing just a little bit. I think this guy is in the feed. He's in the chat today, people. And as a matter of fact, I think your question. Oh, there's one other person ahead of you. 2 people. Okay, those super chats got me out of order. Okay, I think we're back there to Jason. Okay, Jason from about 40 minutes ago. So we're going to get to you soon. Keystone Consulting also. Oh, no, we were right there. Okay, cool. Awesome. From Anton George SCU. In our video about mastering automated rules, and I'll go ahead and drop this video into the chat here so that everybody can see it. This is our wonderful video we did a while ago about mastering automated rules. And boom, I'm going to drop it in here. So the question here is specifically regarding an automated rule that we have that says, hey, if your performance is over the last 7 days spend is above X and number of conversions is below Y, turn the ad off. Anton very astutely says, doesn't 1 week spent mean eventually turn on again because time has passed? And the answer to that is yes. If you set up the rule that said if spend is below X, turn the ad back on. And that's actually the beauty of this automated rule is we're going to turn this ad off forever. It's what have you done for me lately? And then ultimately trying to improve what you've done for me lately. By the way, we're up to 107. I got to keep calling this thing out. We're just getting more people. I don't know what that's about, but I'll take it. So Anton's question of, does it mean that it'll be turned on again? Yes. And if you've been paying attention to something I've been saying, especially about the number of ads that should be in your winner's ad set, sometimes I'll have between 6 and 10. Often I tell people it should be between like 5 and 8. But maybe only 4 to 6 eligible for spend. And what I mean by this is I might have, say, 8 ads in that ad set. But because of this automated rule that we get to in this video, mastering automated rules for efficient Facebook ad scaling, check that one out. Also, automated rule video might be coming out next week on the channel. Carlos, let me know. He's the guy that hits publish for me. I think it's coming out on Tuesday. We're going to have an updated automated rules video. What that means is only the best ads lately are getting the spend. And sometimes an ad just does really well and Facebook delivers it a lot of budget. And ultimately, it was an ad that's a mid or bottom funnel ad and it crushed. So Facebook tries to go prospecting with it. And it's like, no, that's not your job. We're going to let you kind of get a reset. And so we're cycling through what have you done for me lately? And we can do that in an automated way. And that's really what that rule is all about. Okay, let's get back to the chat here because these questions are just stacking up. So, boom, let's get rid of this. Hey, all right. And shout out, by the way. There we go. Hey, Charlie. Yay. Oh, here we go. Ready? Boop. Okay. I'm trying to train her what a boop is. Okay. Anyway, Jason, I started with ABO and I have 2 winners and I'm currently at $200 a day with the campaign. How can I transition into CBO? Do I dupe the winning 2 ads into a CBO? And what budget is best? Jason, first off, if you're currently doing well, don't worry about doing what you're supposed to do. Keep scaling your budget. Second, I would leave these ads where they are. And as I want to begin to test new ads, build them in the one campaign structure that we're talking about. And then ultimately, we're going to have our one campaign that's ABO that's set up maybe not the way we should, but is good enough to scale the budget. Let's have that running. And then we can have a second campaign that's set up properly. And the point of that is the proper setup campaign. Our goal with that, our business objective for that campaign is to ultimately get rid of the ABO campaign. And when we begin to do that, because we were automating the budgets around some KPI, let's say our target cost is $50. So the ABO, any campaign where the cost is over 55, reduce the budget, and anyone where it's below 48, increase the budget, and then eventually the new campaign that we're building gets better and better and better because it's a CBO at broad with DCTs or flexible ads. And so it's just constantly improving over time. And the other one's getting a little bit worse because the CBO is coming in and stealing all the fruit. And the ABO is not set up to scale because it's an ABO campaign. Eventually it will kind of depreciate. And so the budget will automatically get done to the way. We can still grab those post IDs and drop them into our winner's ad set of our new campaign, transition them over there, and maybe get a second life out of them. And that's totally fine. So that's what I would do. And I would be most focused right now on just scaling my budget if my results are good enough. And if my results are not good enough, is it because my AOV is too low? Is it because my conversion rate isn't good enough? Is it because my email marketing isn't there? Do I have search going? Is my organic marketing any good? How many sales am I getting without Facebook ads? Let me work on all of those business fundamentals before just throwing more money at Facebook ads and trying to polish this turd into a piece of gold. All right. Reminder that we got a code WAGMI for 20% off literally anything in Disruptor School today. And anybody that spends over $150 gets a free hat sent to them anywhere in the world. And also we're doing a giveaway this session. If you drop DS into the comment section, we're going to do a spin to win here in about 30 minutes. And the winner of that gets a $100 gift card and a free hat sent to them. Again, anywhere in the world. If you can get the internet, I can get you a hat, right? So let's keep going. All right. Let's see. Do we miss any? Okay, so there's no super chats that we've missed so far. Boom, 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 boom. Got to clear the stars. Okay, cool. So we're back over here. Jason, a beer. Okay, here we go. A beer says, I work for an e-com brand. They spend about 4,000 a day on Facebook ads. I'm not calling it meta ads. We don't call it Alphabet. We call it Google. So I'm calling it Facebook ads. But they only use ABO and interest stacking. Lots of campaigns and a lot of ad sets. How would you transition that account into one campaign? Love the question, Abir. So let's get into it. First thing I would do is I would go and to my timeline and say like last 90 days. Then I'm going to go down to the ad level. And I'm going to sort by spend. And I'm going to see all the ads that spent the most money that had results that were good enough. Now, I'm probably going to find a good old-fashioned 80-20 rule where 80% of the results came from 20% of those ads. And they're going to sit at the very top of my amount spent. I'm going to grab those post IDs. I'm going to build a winning ad set. I'm going to build my new campaign with that being the winner's ad set. I'm going to run them. And then I'm going to run a 4PI analysis and see how things stack up. Then I'm going to know what problem I have. What's my weakest link in that campaign? And then I'm going to launch 2 dynamic creatives or flexible ads, 1 per ad set, against my winner's ad set here. And I'm going to try to improve the overall blended output of that campaign. And then over time, if the overall blended output is good enough, the budget will go up. And as other campaigns continue to fail, because that's what's going to happen, you're using interest stacking and ABO and a bunch of other stuff, and a lot of ad sets, like they're going to continue to die off. As they continue to die off, well, the one that we've built, all we have to do is have it not be the worst one. If it's the second worst option, well, when we turn off the worst option, let's just take that budget and throw it into what you've built. And then it's going to slowly just gobble up the bottom, right? So it's think of it as like a ladder, right? Okay, girl, you are falling asleep here. So I'm going to put you down. Okay, there you go. Can I get you sound? There we go. There you go. Let me do this too. All right, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Just, little baby girl and stuff. 105 yet, nobody left while I did that. I love it. Okay. So while this is happening, think of it as a step ladder. We're the second worst thing. Awesome. Let's transition the budget from the worst thing to our effort. And let's say we have 20 campaigns going and we knocked off 1. Well, now we're the second worst thing. So we got knocked off number 20 on that list. And now there's only 19 campaigns. What happens if we continue to climb? Maybe we go to be the 18th or the 16th or the 12th worst. Well, why are we going to run anything worse than us? We want to be the worst thing in the ad account. So let's just gobble up all the budget of everything worse than us and continue to add it to our ad account, to our ad campaign. Now, eventually this campaign is going to gobble up all that budget. And you're going to probably also have other winners that you can be able to transition over to that winner's ad set. And you've been improving your mix by doing dynamic creative testing. And sometimes this takes a couple weeks. Sometimes this takes a couple months. But you're going to get to the place where you're not running 20 or 50 or 100 campaigns anymore. You're running one campaign that is the best for your business. And then you can start focusing on more important things, like literally everything else that the business should be focused on. And to be fair, Abir, if your business wants to put you through the MBA program, I would definitely consider that being a valuable investment, considering it's less than 1 week's ad spend to make what they make in a month happen in a week by the end of the year. If it was me and the business owner, I would get an account with the info at and then put you through it. And then when eventually you leave me because you can make $100,000 plus a year just kind of doing this freelance, me as the business owner, having trained you to be so good that I can no longer afford to keep you, I'm when you leave, I'm going to hire somebody else to replace you. I'm going to put them through the same thing. And I have that happen all the time. Anyway, something to think about up here. Let me know. And what we're talking about here, by the way, is just the Facebook Ads MBA program. There you go. If you want to learn more about it, go to www.disruptorschool.com/MBA ads, or just go to the Disruptor School and top left corner. There's info about the Facebook Ads MBA program. Go check it out. It's free to check out. And if you want to learn more about it, you can book a call and be with me or my buddy Sam. And Sam's voice is silky smooth, and he'll make you feel really good about your choices. He's a great guy. I love that dude. Anyway, what's next? Tim. Oh, yeah. 3 weeks into the MBA program, been able to boost ad spend with less creative tests and get more stability in my campaigns. Tim, this is what it is really all about. Okay. Our man over here. Pro tip. I'm a white dude from the suburbs in America. So I don't know why I said pro tip. I meant please forgive me. I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this name, but we're gonna give it a shot because why not? Massage. That's not right. There's no way that's right. Anyway, let's keep going. How to run ads for my e-commerce business when my CPA is still too much to have enough ROAS to be profitable. Should I pay attention more to LTV and PSM? Any tips and tools to measure it? Love this, buddy. And I do see you in the comments section, by the way, of all of the YouTube videos. I recognize you. With a name like that, it's got to be good, right? Anyway, point here is, first off, I think Disruptor School Inner Circle is perfect for you. It's like $1,000 a month. Highly recommend that you jump into that. We'll get you to where you need to be with screen shares and like me literally with you holding your hand to get you where you need to be. Outside of that, if you want to check that out, go to disruptorschool.com, hit enroll now. The Inner Circle gives you access to all of the masterclasses from everybody. We have new ones all the time on literally all the facets of your business. That ought to be said. I'm looking at blended CPA. And if your ads, what I'm hearing is my Facebook ads are not efficient enough for me to make a profit. Okay. What if we don't look at it as my Facebook ads aren't good enough? What if we look at it as overall, my business did $1,000 in profit? How much of that 1,000 can I invest in ads so that hopefully next week we make 1,200 in profit? Your Facebook ads, the attribution is not the way to measure success. We're looking at blended CPA. And if you have money to run on ads, I'm assuming you're making sales. So the first thing I would be doing is looking at my organic sales situation and trying to understand how best to acquire revenue. And then my ads are literally just going to be versions of amplifying that opportunity. And I'm going to look for ways to improve my search, my CRO. I'm going to look to my AOV. I'm going to look at LTV and PSM. Absolutely. Now, tips or tools to measure this stuff. We actually just did a great working session in Disruptor School Inner Circle about a month and a half ago. With ChatGPT on how to figure out your LTV and PSM and stuff. And basically it's like you could more or less just export all of your buyers, all your transactions from the last year. And you can say, hey, how many sales do I have? How much revenue do I have? And you can do this just directly in Shopify. If your LTV is the number of sales that you have divided from the overall revenue that you've made. So if you've made $1 million and you have 10,000 customers, your LTV is $1,000. Now, some people might spend 20 grand and some people might spend 50, but your LTV is $1,000. LTV itself doesn't really help other than it being a data point for PSM is very useful because it allows us to know what our max potential is. And I'd be doing a PSM. Yes, girl. I'll be doing a PSM by product because customer journeys by product is one of the stickiest stats in any business and the easiest to project items. And say you have 3 offers, and one of them, the LTV on that offer is $200, and one of them is $500, and the other one is $5,000. Well, what's the CPA on each one of them? You might be losing money on one. You're going to be able to understand, like, what if your ROAS was 0.8 on the thing that got you $5,000 LTV, and it cost you $100 to make the sale? So let's say it cost $100 to make the sale for an AOV where ultimately your ROAS was a 0.8. But that customer came back and bought enough times to get 5,000. Now that is a tremendous LTV lift and probably a bad example, but you get the idea. ROAS is not cash flow. So I would first off get you moving away from looking at numbers that don't mean anything, like ROAS. It's a trash metric, and anybody that tries to teach you or tell you what to do in your business that uses the word ROAS, you can immediately laugh at them and hang up the phone. If you're paying them, cancel your check. And if you're on a contract with them, fire them. And if they're one of those scammer agencies that will sue you because of it, my apologies. And please just like binge my shit until you're done. And then you can join the dozens of other people that have left them to a point where they're never going to need them anymore. And there is a fellowship of people around the world that have been swindled by those folks. And it's a rite of passage for some people, you know? So anyway, I hope that that's really helpful to you. The last thing that I would say is, if you can look to the PSM of each product, that's going to give you the best understanding of what your allowable CPA is going to be. And I would also look to questions you can ask ChatGPT. Like one of my favorite ones is, for everybody that brought product X, let's say for everybody that bought this Roku remote, when they were a new customer, what was the average length of time for them to buy something else? Now you know your cash flow cycle. For everybody that bought this Roku remote, how many times on average did they buy an additional item? That's your second purchase rate. For everybody that bought this remote, what was the average number of additional purchases that they made? That's your number of conversions. ChatGPT can give you that shit in like 30 seconds for free. Nobody else has talked about this stuff because nobody else gives a fuck about you people. And I think that is a great sign that we should do our best to make sure that they can't do any harm anymore, and fuck them. Let's keep going. All right. By the way, just full disclosure, we are about, let's call it 20 minutes away from doing our giveaway today. So let's make sure we throw this up on the banner. If you want to be enrolled in today's giveaway or in the session's giveaway, I don't know why I keep saying today, drop DS in the chat, and everyone that does, you're going to be thrown into the spin to win for this session. All right. Awesome. Let's get back to some more questions. See? Oh, there you go. DS. Bam. Love it. Ask what videos and playlists should I watch the most to improve my ads? Honestly, it's hard for me to be able to give you a direct answer on that because I don't know exactly what your problems are. But I would start with just the 2024 videos. Or if you really want to know everything, go way back, find this playlist called Definitive Guide. It is way less engaging. There is no editing. I literally hit record and then yell at the camera for 30 minutes and then turn the camera off. But it is probably the most valuable information. It is stream of conscious, like just me just like blacking out, dropping heat, and then fucking we're done. That Definitive Guide series is everything. But yeah. And then you ask, where should I learn more about CRO? What do you think? To be fair, we have a masterclass on CRO coming out, I think this week. If not, then it's next week. It's from one of the founders of the company called Heatmap, which is probably the best CRO tool on the face of the earth. And I would recommend following Heatmap on Twitter, as well as Chase Mosaney and Dylan Ander. They're the GOATs of CRO. And Chase literally comes in and talks about first order profitability and improving conversion rate and getting above the fold. So we're going to have a masterclass on it, and you can check that out. Love your SOPs. By the way, hey, thanks. Hey, I think I remember we were talking about a deal, and it was like a make me a deal. I think I did this a couple months ago, and I should probably do it again. I will actually do that again. Make me an offer I can't refuse, and then you can get anything you want, as long as the price is reasonable. And you were like, let's do this. And we went through like multiple rounds of like making it all work. And then you got some stuff. And I'm so happy that the SOPs work and well for you. Everybody, yeah, we have SOPs, some ebooks. Some are simpler, some are more complex. But it's not about the length or the size of the book. It's about what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they're working for you, my man. Let's see. Johnny Goodwin says, you can't stop talking about it. Johnny, I wish I knew what you were talking about. That was 40 minutes ago. But now I'm jealous that I don't remember what I was talking about. I think it was with the musician stuff. Oh, well. Anyway, Dennis is in with the DS. Love it. Hot sizzle. Some people say that since flexible ads, the structure of the ad account changed to one unique broad ad set with multiple flexible ads instead of multiple previous DCT ad sets. Thoughts? I love that people are embracing the flexible ads. I know how many people they were fighting me tooth and nail about running dynamic creatives. They're now like, what would you really need to do is flexible ads. I'm like, motherfucker, it's the same thing. You just dug your heels in and planted your flag on the wrong side of history. And now that they've rebranded, you're like, on team, whatever the fuck. So anyway, they don't know what they're talking about. So multiple flexible ads instead of multiple ad sets. I think we covered this a bit ago, but you may have been here, you may not. There's like half an hour. So let's just cut to the chase here. Facebook campaigns decide which ad set to spend on. The ad sets decide which ad to spend on. Inside of a flexible ad or a dynamic creative, that ad that has been chosen to be spent on is actually a web page with dynamic elements, right? It's like having JavaScript on a landing page you're testing with VWO. Now you're running a 3-2-2 ad. There's basically 12 possible combinations. And to be fair, some is on Facebook, some is on Instagram. It could be thought of as 24 ads. Now, we pulled this up before, but a deck of cards is 52 cards. 52 possible combinations. Or 52 possible elements. There are the amount of ways that can be shuffled is an 8 followed by 67 zeros. My point to that is Facebook is trying to put together a customer journey. And that customer journey is how people see all of the ads in Facebook from you and from all the other advertisers to get somebody to have a positive user experience. And they're spending your money to ultimately get you a good business result or a consistent business result. And whether that's good or bad is on you to be a good business person. Now, all that to be said, if you have, say, 10 flexible ads in an ad set, if you're following the 3-2-2, that's 120 possible combinations. That's like 2 decks of cards. One deck of card is an 8 with 67 zeros behind it. 2 decks of cards, I'm not even going to try to do that math. The point of this is to say that if you're trying to have a machine learning algorithm learn how to deliver you a consistent result that is stable so that you can improve your business, having a number of options that is an 8 with 67 zeros behind it, not great. Now, I love that people are embracing broad. I've been pushing broad since 2018, and people have been fighting on it forever. And there's a fun history of the world. If you want to know, the average marketer's journey is they don't know about me. Then they've heard about me, but somebody else that they trust has told them that I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Then they go down 2 paths, but sometimes it's, well, Charlie's completely full of shit. And then 2 years later, they quote what I said. Or they skip step 3 and just go immediately into it. And I'm not saying that like I'm the greatest person here. I'm just saying that like I've helped Facebook build the platform, and by no means am I the best, but of the people that share what actually works, of the people that have helped Facebook determine what you should actually be doing, of the people that have been helping design the platform, and of those folks that are consistently building, scaling, and exiting and helping people with their 7, 8, and 9-figure businesses. I'm maybe the only one that has made an effort to make teaching my number 1 priority. And to be fair, I get a lot of shit from folks that are like, well, why don't you start your own business? And here's why. I don't want to deal with customer service. I have a business. I have disruptor school. You're unhappy? Here's your money back. You don't dig it? Here's your cash. Piss off. Like, that's fine. Like I'm totally fine with that. Also, in the Facebook Ads MBA program, nobody's ever finished the work, has ever asked for their money back. And that's, 6.5K for one, 12K for the other, for the premium. Like, the fact that I've had hundreds of people drop over $10,000, not a single person has asked for their money back. I don't deal with customer service because I'm just an honest person that says, if you're unhappy, here's your money. And I don't want to deal with, shipping containers getting lost in the ocean. And there's just so much else that goes into running a business above and beyond the things that I really enjoy, which is the puzzles and the problem solving of e-commerce or the puzzles and problem solving of consumer psychology and finance. Like, I just really enjoy this kind of, I get to wake up every day and play video games. My video game is Facebook ads, to make money, to help people live better lives and create jobs for themselves and their communities. That's my business. And there are other folks, and we've called them out earlier, where their business is to get you to pay their ad agency, to get you to sign a second contract. That means you're done. And then they feed you off to the B team. And then that person's job is to not get fired. So every call starts with, here's all the money that we spent for you, and here's all the results, as if you didn't know how your business was doing over the last week. And it's basically the first 10 to 30 minutes of that call is, please don't fire me today. And that's a waste of everybody's fucking time. So we got a super chat in here. So let me get to that. Because we should do this. Okay. Hopefully, by the way, that answered your question. I just saw the star come up and got a reminder. What the hell? Ooh, okay. All right. So Josh, to build on that last question, we're spending about $900 a day on ads. CPA is 96. AOV is 141. And you're currently trying to lift our sales page conversion rate from a 1.3 to a 2 or a 3 to drop CPA. Can I simultaneously increase spend while doing this? Now, to give context, everybody, here's Josh's previous question. Can you explain why you use 2 DCT ad sets instead of 1? All right. Look at me flipping back between super chats. I feel like a boss. I'm doing good stuff today. This is good. Girl. Hi. All right. Charlie wants to help. Okay. Your buddy Josh needs some help. Come here, Charlie. Okay. $20 super chats. Get 2 Charlies on the call. Here we go. All right. So you have a CPA of 96. I'm assuming that's a Facebook CPA, and I'm going to try to ask some questions because you're clearly engaged in the chat. So go ahead and drop these answers into the comment section if we can have this conversation happen. That'd be amazing. So first up, you say CPA is 96. Is that Facebook CPA or is that blended omni-channel CPA, meaning all spend and all sales? Because that's a very different thing. Blended CPA is real money. Platform CPA is a vanity metric that is also completely illegitimate. So let me know if you're watching this. Blended, all tracked on Excel. Love it. This is gonna work out. We're gonna have ourselves a one-on-one call here, Josh. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, cool. So it's a $96 blended CPA. Love it. AOV is 141. Got it. Let me ask you a question. Is this one offer, or is this a blended AOV across like a suite of different products? That's incredibly important information for us to know. I'm assuming it's one, but let me know if it's one offer or many. One or many. Let me know, Josh. Yeah, okay, girl, like that. All right, I'm not getting an answer yet, Josh. So I'm gonna, wait. One online course with 3 pricing variations. All right, great. Okay, cool. We're getting there. So you're trying to lift our sales page conversion rate from 1.3 to a 2 or a 3 to drop CPA. Now, Josh, I'm going to tell you the easiest way of doing that is cut your ad spend. Don't look at conversion rate as a legitimate number. It's much like ROAS. It's a vanity metric because it lacks a lot of context. So I'm going to have one other question for you. Are you making over $900 a day in profit? Or let me ask you this. What is your profit roughly? You don't have to tell me the exact numbers, but roughly speaking, do you feel comfortable spending more than the $900 a day when looking at the volume of profit that you are making in the business on a regular basis? Some days are good, some days are bad. Let's round out the edges week over week, month over month trends. Is $900 ad spend a liability, or is it an under leveraged asset? Let me we feel comfortable spending more, or this is hurting us because of cash flow. Let me know that. And I'll sit back for a second and let you write that answer. And the reason for, here we go. So we have 19.4K in spend this month, 28. So we have 9,000 in revenue. Okay, awesome. So I'm definitely comfortable spending more. Okay, Josh. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm okay with trying to spend more money. In fact, if I was you, Josh, I might do something like 2% a day or even 1% a day on Facebook. And then maybe something like, when you start to get to that uncomfortability, maybe you switch it to 5% 3 times a week if your blended CPA, if your CPA is below a certain number. Now, you have 3 different price points. In your ads, I'd be looking at the AOV of each ad to see which one is lending me a higher value. So let's say you have a $100, $150, and a $300 offer, and your blended AOV is $140. Which ads overwhelmingly have an AOV that's a lot closer to that $100? Can we get rid of them? What if we got rid of the $85 ad with the 105 AOV? And our CPA went from 96 to 105, but our AOV went from 141 to 180. The types of ads that we run ultimately attract different types of attention. And if you were to go through all of your ads, I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts, you're going to see an AOV differential by creative concept. And so now what we want to do is say, which of these creative concepts brings me the best AOV? Or more importantly, which one is best for my business's bottom line? Because that AOV of 141, maybe you have another reoccurring revenue option or some other things. There might be some value adds above and beyond that. But I want to know which creative concepts are best indexing towards better business results. And especially with the 3 pricing variations, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Because you might find that there is a big CPA gap between the AOVs. Or you might find the CPA is basically all the same, but some ads have a higher AOV than others. I'm willing to bet, actually, and let me know if you're not in your ad account, don't worry about it. But I'm curious if you can, in your own right, take a look at your ads and say, well, they're all kind of between 90 and $100. And the AOVs are between 120 and 160. Okay. Is the $92 ad the one that's getting you 160 AOV? Do we need the $100 ad that's getting you 120 AOV? What if it's flipped? What if the $100 ad's getting you the 160 and the $94 ad is the one getting you 120? Would you like to pay another $6 to make an extra 40? Let's work on that stuff. And the reason that really matters is because that's going to help with your conversion, your sales page conversion rate. Because once you understand the creative concepts that drive higher value customers, because you're buying higher value attention, once you understand that, then you're going to be able to understand the sales page decisions that need to be made. What are the objections that people have? Why are they buying the lower ticket one instead of the high ticket one? For instance, I just got off, for the Facebook Ads MBA program, and I'll drop that back in here. And to be fair, Josh, if you jumped in the MBA program, what we could do, I would love it, man. I would love it. Like if you jumped into the premium one, we'd have a one-on-one for like an hour. We'll dive into everything. I would love it, dude. But anyway, there's www.disruptorschool.com/MBA ads. I'm not trying to sell it, just being like, oh, dude, I would love to get in there with you and make this happen. Anyway, point is, one thing I do on sales calls, because we have sales calls to the MBA, is we have them recorded. And I can listen to that and I can understand what the pain points are. And to be fair, one of the biggest 3 takeaways on my call, I had my ops guy earlier. Number 1, people wanted case studies. Okay. So we made the decision. The average person has about 6 days between the day they book a call and the day the call actually is. For whatever reason, they might book on a Thursday and it's not on Tuesday or whatever it happens to be. I guess it'd be a Wednesday, but you know what I'm saying. The average length of time is 6 days. All right. So let's do a 6-day email flow. We have happened to have 18 interviews with previous MBA students where they were okay with us making it public. And so they went on YouTube and all sorts of fun stuff. So let's do a 6-day 3-way split test on email as an onboarding. Hey, before your call, here's Vinny's story, or here's Leslie's story, or here's Sarah's story, or Jordan's story, or whoever. Well, if we know the number 1 complaint is case studies, what if in the several days leading up to the sales call, you just had a whole bunch of people telling you their experience and they were live case studies where there's just somebody telling you about how great their experience was? Objection overcome. Number 2, people were like, well, look, I'm not trying to learn. I just want somebody to do it for me. Okay. Well, let's make it available on the sales calls for people to join our MBA partnership program, where what you can do is, instead of working through my brand accelerator program, we get you one of the star Facebook Ads MBA program grads, and you can work with them directly, and I support them. And that's $5,000 a month. And after 90 days, it goes up by $500. Because to be fair, like, if after 90 days I can't prove, my team can't prove that they're worth $15 more a day, then you should fire us. No performance incentive. No other than, like, if we stick around, we charge you a little bit more. No commission on ad spend. No bullshit. Those sales calls don't, those weekly calls don't start as sales calls. So please don't fire me. Again, month-to-month contract, 30-day out. So if the second most common complaint is, I just want people to do it for me, which makes sense because my most common ad right now for the Facebook Ads MBA program is me at the Marpipe office wearing a heat map hat saying, like, fire your ad agency. So everybody's just trying to fire their ad agency and hire a new one. Makes complete sense, right? the ad is bringing in a type of customer that's conditioned to want a certain type of reaction. So the objections and the way that we're handling the sales calls needs to change, because we have this new ad that's just earning a bunch of budget and it's getting super low cost calls. Like, we're coming in at like $60-$80 on a call. Previously it was in the $200-$300 range, but they're not trying to join the MBA program. Our conversion rate went to shit. All right, well, we extrapolated everything else, so we understand what's going on. And the third bit of feedback was apparently Sam's not getting on the calls. He's got his buttery, juicy voice, but he's keeping his camera off. So I'm going to ask him, like, hey, let people see your beautiful face, buddy. My point to all of this is, these are things that can improve your conversion rate. But when you change your ads, the conversion rate optimization decisions often get negated. Because if I was to change my landing page to help people hire MBA program students to run their ads, because that's a better converting landing page, I'm not going to make more sales in the MBA program. You don't want to make, you have to understand that when your ads change, the CRO decisions change as well. And ultimately, volume is what matters, and profit volume is what we're talking about. I'm okay with a lower conversion rate if I have a higher transaction volume. I'm okay with a lower conversion rate if my profit volume is higher per transaction. So I'd be less concerned. The lawn guys are here, and the puppy is super excited. Most of you didn't know. There's a puppy in here. There's 2 puppies. Anyway, the point of all this is I'm less concerned about that conversion rate. I mean, I'd love it to be higher, but I don't want it to be higher at the expense of actual volume of profit. And you could absolutely improve your ROAS and your conversion rate optimization to the point where you go out of business. And I don't want you to do that, Josh. So I hope that is a helpful bit of understanding the next steps. And I would be doing that 4PI analysis to understand where my ads fit in the funnel. I'll be doing an analysis to understand the overall business impact of each creative concept. And then I'd be doing 2 DCTs, or 2 flexible ads in their own ad sets, specifically to try to bring more of my investment portfolio, bring it more in line with what actually is better for my business. And that might very well not be a lower CPA, especially if the AOVs are dramatically different with your 3 different price points. So anyway, I hope that's helpful, Josh. That was super fun. And I loved it. Okay. Boom. All right. We're going to do one other question, and then we're going to pull up the spin to win. All right, girl. So you're getting tired. I got to put you down. You need a nap, little girl. Yeah. Okay. She's like, yeah, I need a nap. Okay. Anyway, hopefully that helped, Josh. All right. Feff up. Hi, Charlie. Is it the same thing? It is the same thing. You're talking about dynamic creatives and flexible ads. It is the same thing. Well, kind of. But you're forgetting that flexible ads, it's not possible to select your placements as opposed to DCTs, where it used to be possible. Here's the thing. I don't select placements on my DCTs. I don't select placements on any ads. If your ad only works in a small amount of placements, do you think that ad will scale? This ad only works on Instagram stories. Okay, cool. Well, that reflects 3% of my ad spend. What if I want to scale? Well, then you're shit out of luck, because you optimized for 3% of your ad spend. Something to think about. Dennis asks, what's your Instagram? It's at CT The Disruptor, same as my YouTube channel and Twitter and everything else. Go there, by the way, and if you comment 7 on literally any post, ManyChat will come in and give you a link to my Begin to Win bundle, which is $7 for 7 days, and after that, it's $50 a month. And you get the 1 campaign blueprint that'll tell you step-by-step how to build the single most stable, projectable, and scalable Facebook ad account you can. You'll get the predictable profit scaling blueprint, which will tell you how to build hero offers and how to track your profitable scaling margin and how to set up your cash flow so that you can scale your business. You're also going to get access to Disruptor Bot, 24/7 access to it, which is basically just a ChatGPT style looking thing. But instead of all of ChatGPT, it's just built on over 10,000 hours of video and pages. from myself as well as all the instructors inside the Disruptor School. And there's a community to join too. So check that out. All right. So with this being said, we're gonna I'm gonna start to do, we're gonna set up some we're gonna go, we gotta bust out some stuff here. So let me see. Do I not have it? We're gonna try this out. Okay. Spin. Nope. We're gonna do spin to win GIF. Okay. That's probably not what I was looking for. What did I do yesterday? What did I do the last time I did this? Okay. Spin to win giveaway. There we go. I just need the actual spin to win. Exclusive savings. Man, spin to win prize wheel. Nope, that's not it. All right. Anybody know what the thing is? You can drop it in the chat because I am. You're welcome, Josh. I'm glad this was really helpful for you. We have 130 people. So, by the way, everybody, if you want to get into the giveaway, which we're about to set up right now, you can drop the word DS in the chat. And if you do that, then we will add you to the spin to win. And winner gets a $100 gift card and a free hat, Disruptor School, delivered to you anywhere in the world. If you got internet, you can get the hat. And that's really what this is all about. So go ahead, drop that into there we go, wheel of names. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. All right, cool. Sorry, I was stalling while I was trying to figure this thing out, but I found it. Fun fact, it's wheelofnames.com. That's the solution that we're looking for today. Oh, cool. We actually also got through all of the live questions in this session. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Yeah, Cody Nixon won our last one. So let's get through this here. If anybody wants to enter, go ahead one more time. Drop into DCT. Oh, man, I realized we missed a whole bunch of questions. All right. What we're going to do is I am going to set this up. And we're going to do the giveaway. And then we are going to go through lightning round style. I'm going to try to answer your question in 30 seconds or less. Just so that we keep it reasonable. Let's see. Boom. All right. So if you have any other questions, drop them in. And if you want to join the giveaway, drop DS. We've got Dennis. We've got Massige. We've got Berlin. Let's see, Berlin. Studio. All right. We've got more. Let's see, more Kadazi. We've got Titus. Oh, man, Titus. I remember you from like 2 hours ago. Titus Private. Whoop. Come on, there we go. I can type. As long as nobody's looking at me, I can type real good. I got good type skills. All right, Roman. Shapeko. Okay. We got Kevin. I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Boom. All right. So we got Kevin. Kevin. SQUYRES. Fun fact, when you see me typing in videos, I am usually that is a combination of multiple takes because I don't want you all to see that I can't type, but we could do that here. No E. So there we go. All right. Let's see. Do we have any other ones? Oh, no, I think that's it. So anybody else getting in on this? Hey, yeah, Dennis, right? $100 gift card, $25 super chat spend, $75 profit. Easy. I love it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back and find where's our last bit of questions here. By the way, the SOPs are awesome. Some people say they do this. Okay. Recommended account structure. We did that. No doubt. Disable carousel option. Okay. I don't think we actually have. Okay. Fef has a bunch of questions. We're going to start there. Anyway, puppy. Let it be, boy. All right. Here we go. Spin to win. let's get to it. Click the spin. Little girl's excited. All right, let's go lightning round and knock out the rest of these things here. Okay. Fef, do you know how to disable the carousel option in flexible ads? Nope. I used to run CBO dynamic creatives for testing, but now that the option is replaced with flexible ads, as a result, when having 3 creative variations, Facebook is displaying them all in one carousel, which defeats the whole purpose of dynamic creative testing, in my opinion, and looks silly. Let me tell you this. When was the last time you saw one of those in your feed? Oh, I think this thing that spends 1 penny out of $10,000 looks goofy. Who cares? Facebook ain't going to show it. You haven't seen it. And until you start seeing your entire feed completely inundated with these awful ads, don't worry about it because nobody else is seeing that version of yours. KP did it, says, man, I hate flexible ads. Buddy, I hope that you learn today to love them. All right. I thought it's the same as flexible as the new name. I think we covered that. The main difference is that flexible ad sucks. Not true. Fake news. All automatic now, so unable to pick and choose your placements. You don't need to pick and choose placements, and as a result, the carousel or automatically select as a placement. Also, not a problem. Kind of points to the point of DCT. Nope. We still get the best. We still get the platform that has billions of people and with trillions of data points per person that makes millions of auctions happen in any market every second, making the decision on how to give the end user the best possible user experience, which gives us the best unit economics on buying attention with which to monetize. There you go. KP did it. What should we do, man? Lean into the machine, buddy. Lean into the machine or play the victim card. And you don't look like a guy that likes the victim card. You got a big Durex over there. You know how to get out of trouble. I like it. All right. Do you see an option to move the winner ad from DCT to the new winner ad set when running lead ads? We covered this actually earlier, and no, it is not possible, but you don't have to run lead ads to run lead gen. You could actually just be doing them on your own website. What else we got here? Flexible ads is killing DCT warriors. Only the folks that refuse to evolve. Do you believe the Pixel carried any learnings on customer audiences? The Pixel itself doesn't carry anything. The ad account learns. The Pixel itself is just a piece of code. That's like saying, does your credit card know where you like to spend? No, it's just the thing that gets swiped for you to spending money. Griffin, thanks for the streaming. When beginning media buying for a brand, what is the best approach to identifying what works and what doesn't work in the first few months? Is mass testing okay? First thing, Griffin, figure out the products. Like, if you're just media buying for business, how do they already make money? How do you just take some of the profits on what already works to amplify the opportunity of that success to go make more money? That'd be my number one suggestion. Also, Griffin, if you're still watching, go ahead and drop 7 on literally any Instagram post that I have at CC the Disruptor on that Instagram account, and you'll get a link to my Begin to Win bundle, which is like $7. Girl, you can't bust out of it. It's $7 for 7 days, and then $50 a month after that, and we will work through all this stuff. Like, you'll get to learn all the things you need, and if you really want to dive into it and your business will support it, jump into the inner circle. You're probably not ready for the Facebook Ads MBA program, full disclosure, as much as I love to take all your money, but the Facebook, the Disruptor School inner circle, you could be popping up on Friday's call and just being like, hey man, this is my ad account, help me win, and we'll do it. And that's 100% worth it. Why would you recommend moving winning ads into the new winning ad set? Because we ultimately want to have one ad set of control output. We want an outcome where we know what it's going to be, so that Facebook knows, the campaign knows which ad set to spend on. In some ad sets, we know exactly how they're going to behave, and some ad sets are widely variable. And then we can begin to really scale up our efforts by having a control and a variable. It's a scientific method. it got us to the moon. It can get us, on less power than it's in your phone, right? Hey, Charlie, it is the same thing for getting flexible ads. Okay, I think we already got to that. Blended $100 gift card. Charlie, ultra specialization, which allows you to provide more value to the prospect as it solves an ultra direct problem they have. Are you better off targeting very detailed or more broad? Broad, 100% broad. Like, go broad. Your content will do the targeting for you. Your targeting doesn't work like you think it does. And actually, that's one of the things that's in the one campaign blueprint, and also in the profitable scaling predictable profit scaling blueprint that you'll get in the begin to win bundle, begin to win Facebook ads bundle that we have on Disruptor School. Again, it's $7 for 7 days, and then $50 a month after that. Go to my Instagram to get the link, or you could just go. You could just go to disruptorschool.com and scroll down a little bit. I think it's the second. It's like the most popular bundle or something like that. Check it out. But yeah. And then let's see. In targeting broad, I meant, oh yeah, you get tired doing this stuff for hours and hours and hours, right? In targeting broad, I meant the actual copy messaging, not the detailed interest. Okay, yeah. Be hyper specific in the copy. Let the ad target exactly who should see it. All right, Griffin. Last post of the day, or last post of the session. I keep saying day. The issue is that the band has been unprofitable for 2 or 3 years. On my own brand, I was able to scale to 6 figures a month, and they hired me to handle media buying for them. Haha. All right, Griffin. If the brand is unprofitable, paid media is not the way to solve the problem. And that's the unfortunate truth, unless it's just eliminating all the waste. But fixing your business model is what fixes a business. Adjusting your ads just changes the rate at which you fail. So hopefully that's helpful, everybody. I had a lot of fun here. Once again, thank you to everybody for participating in this, and yeah, take care, and best of luck out there. I love you. I'll see you next time.